Welcome back. Today we're out here with a gun that is steeped in history. It's the precursor to the SIG P225 pistol. It's the SIG P6. It's a 9mm single stack gun that was popular as a police duty gun in West Germany. We'll get into some differences between this gun and the P6, or correction, the P225 here in a minute. We're going to do our typical review though, where we step back to the line, see if we can make the steel ring a little bit, get into a tabletop where I disassemble the gun, reassemble it, talk about some pros and cons of the gun, and then we will do a chronograph test with some popular modern carry loads to see how they perform in this gun out of this barrel. Right now we'll step over there and see if we can make that steel ring a little bit. Alrighty, as you probably noticed, one of the limitations of this gun is capacity. It's an 8-round magazine only, but that's the SIG P6. Time for the tabletop review here for the SIG P6. Just real quickly, the biggest question I guess you could say that you get about this gun is what differentiates it or separates it from the P225. A couple things. Two biggest are the bobbed hammer here with the little hook in there, as well as the barrel, angle of the barrel, the feed ramp, and the cut of it. I'll show you that here in a second. As always, guys, we'll try to disassemble the guns here, show you how that works. For those of you who don't know, you just lock the slide back here, rotate this little lever like most double action, single action guns, release the slide as such, release the recoil spring and the barrel. While we have the barrel out, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. This one's been polished up a little bit by me, but the SIG P6 guns made after 1989, as well as the P225s, this is a lot wider. It's opened up there for feeding of hollow point rounds. This gun in particular currently does not feed 124 grain or 147 grain hollow points well, but I found it works well with all 115 grain hollow points. But I'm actually thinking about sending it off to Customized Creations to have them do the barrel mod. Basically, they make it just like the SIG P225, so that way you can feed any kind of hollow point ammo you want, but that's another video. I'll just show you the basic features of the gun here. Basically, it's double action, single action, so you pull the trigger, double action, slide goes back, another round goes in the chamber, release. Next round is in single action. Like all SIGs, it has the internal safety so that when the trigger is pulled and held to the rear, it can go forward, and the hammer can go forward and strike the firing pin, but once you release that trigger, it cannot. The gun comes with black sights, at least mine did. I swapped it out and put a white dot on the front and left the rear black as a blade configuration. I like that setup a lot. I found it to be much more accurate for me, at least. The black blade front sight to me is a little bit hard to pick up against certain backgrounds. Again, the West German gun versus the civilian P225, that's the biggest question I get a lot of times. The gun weighs 1.8 pounds. The slide is stamped steel, which is fine in a 9mm gun. A lot of you guys are familiar with the SIG platform, know that the 228 is the same thing, handles the 9mm no problem. When they bump it up to 40 cal on 350 SIG, they went to a heavier slide, but these guns are old, classic 9mm single stack duty guns. Just a couple, bring out the handy dandy sheet, keep myself on track. Cost, that's where this gun does well. It's widely available on the surplus market. We'll zoom in there for you guys. You can see it's a Century International Arms import, but it's a surplus gun. It's not a Century Arms gun. It's a SIG quality, made in West Germany. It's extremely high quality. You can get them for around anywhere from $389 to about $410. That's what they're going for these days. Reliability, mine's been 100% with either 115 grain hollow points or any kind of full metal jacket rounds of any weight. It's handled those all well, but again, it's not meant for those modern hollow points of a heavier grain that I've tried through it. But other than that, it's been 100% reliable with the ammo that it's designed for. Trigger, we'll measure it here. The double action trigger feels a little heavy. We're gonna see here real quick what it is, but my guess is right around 10 pounds, maybe a little bit heavier actually. Yeah, it's a little bit heavier. You can see there on my gauge, it broke past the 10 pound mark. But again, it's a duty gun. A lot of the older guns had real heavy double action pulls for the first shot. second shot in single action mode. Pulls right in between 4 and 5 pounds. As you guys can see, that right between 4 and 5 pounds. Good trigger though. It's smooth. There's no stacking. It's not mushy like a lot of double action guns are out there. Accuracy, it's extremely accurate. This thing's a tack driver. There's no getting around it. The older SIGs are known for that, and this one's no exception. Weight, it weighs 1.8 pounds. It's a heavy gun. For an 8+1 9mm gun, it's heavy. The advantage to that, obviously, is that weight helps soak up the recoil. In capacity, I just mentioned it. It's 8+1 single stack 9mm mag. Comes with 2 mags, at least it did where I bought mine. And the mag well is very slightly beveled. If you look in there, you can kind of see it. Slight bevel for easier reloading. Back then, that was probably a big bevel. But all in all, it's a great gun. It does what it's intended to do very well. And at the price point and the quality of this gun, it's another good option out there. Just to show you kind of versus the modern counterparts, this is SIG P229 I reviewed a while back. It's double stacked, it's 15+1, and if you look at it from the outside, just from the side, it's very similar in dimensions. You'll see there, even from the back, it's very similar in dimensions. So, SIG P6 definitely has a disadvantage of the size versus capacity. There's just no getting around it. For those of you guys looking for ulcers out there, I have the Don Hume here. Handy dandy. I'll put in the model number for you, but this one's actually made for the 229, but it fits very well in this with this gun. If you're looking for a single stack inside the waistband carry gun, that's a real high quality gun for around $400. This one is definitely one you should look at. All right, as always, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thanks. Alright guys, time for the chronograph test with the Sig Sauer P6. We'll zoom in here for you. And we're going to shoot 2 rounds of each type of ammo, going from top to bottom. First will be the 124 grain Federal HST, then the 124 grain plus P, followed by the 115 grain Winchester Ranger, followed by the UMC Green Box 115 grain hollow points. We'll be firing at a distance of about 7 feet. Alright.